Hey, aloha everyone. Michelle Melendez with Blossom Inner Wellness and StandTogetherHawaii.com. And this video is on the House of Representatives meeting. Uh, we had over 900 people opposing this. They want to remove the religious exemption for mandatory vaccines for children in order for them to go to school. So they want to literally take off people's right of religious exemption for them not to vaccinate their children. And there was a vote on this, and this is really it's disturbing, and it's in more ways than one, because there's one representative that literally compares the Church of Satan with people's religious exemptions. Is like, he goes, oh, well, this is like if the Church of Satan was here, would they have a right under the First Amendment? And what he says is so ridiculous and so heinous. It's unbelievable. So I want to share this with you guys. And also, if you're on the islands, you can contact your legislator, which I'm going to do in this call, this video as well, to show you how easy it is, and tell them to oppose 1118. Like, this coming out right now is so, this is a push, you guys, because I really feel that eventually the pendulum is going to go the other way, and these demons who do not support human life, who do not support freedom, who do not support people's private property, that they will be removed from power. That is my prayer. That is my truth. That is how I live my days. So here I want to share what this guy says. And before I do that, so there's a ton of people that are testifying, and there's another testifier, and he literally stops. He says, "I'm sorry, we don't have enough time." That right there is absolutely against his oath of office to support freedom of speech, because everybody, no matter how long it takes, has a right, if they came to testify, has a right to testify. So these people don't realize what their oath of office is. So let me just share this. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to make sure the sound is on. Sharing, share sound. Here we go.
Members, we're opening up to questions.
See, she got up. That woman got up. She wanted to testify.
Representative Garcia.
Thank you, Chair. For the Attorney General's office, please.
I'm sorry, we've finished testimony. I've asked all of you to conclude your testimony. We don't have any more time. Thank you.
We don't have any more time. That is not Pono. If somebody comes to testify, it doesn't matter time or not. You let them testify. They're in there to represent themselves. They have a right to be represented. And what he's doing is against his oath of office.
Thank you. Attorney General, please step forward.
But I want to tell you guys something really great happens in just a little bit.
Thank you. I warned everyone that we'd run out of time, and we have. So I'd like the members to please ask their questions. Thank you. Please proceed. Please proceed. Please proceed, Attorney General. Representative, with your question.
Okay, AG, so question, per your testimony, it talks about page 11, lines 13 through 15, where it says, and I quote, that the requirements are not in accordance with the religious tenets of an established church of which the person is a member or adherent. Mm-hmm. You're asking us to change that to a sincerely held belief, or a bona fide held sincere belief. As written currently, would this be unconstitutional?
No, so actually the reason we were asking for that change is to move away from the person having to be a part of an established church and not having to provide some type of proof of an established church, rather that the person holds a religious belief that may not necessarily be a part of an established church, because that's not really clear.
And that's still protected under the First Amendment. But this specifically says that their objection would have to be in accordance with a particular denomination or organized church, right?
You mean the language that we're changing it to?
No. The language
current
as
language.
written. Yeah.
Yeah, so the language as written is that it has to be a religious tenet of a established denomination, yeah.
And that as written would be a violation of the First Amendment, correct?
This part's really interesting. Listen what the Attorney General says. He's asking, is this a violation of the First Amendment? He's saying, this guy knows it is.
We didn't really do a deep dive into the current language of whether or not that is a violation of the First Amendment, but we do realize
We didn't do a deep dive into the language to see if it was against the Constitution. We didn't do a deep dive, says the Attorney General. We didn't do a deep dive to make sure that this language doesn't oppose the Constitution. Are you freaking kidding me?
that it may possibly provide, I guess, concerns under the
Concerns. It may provide concerns against the First Amendment, everyone.
First Amendment as it's written. So the way that it's administered is I believe nobody has to provide a actual denomination. So we were just trying to align it more with how it's being administered currently.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, if I can follow, can you, maybe I missed it, but if we pass the law as proposed, will it stand up in court?
Yes, so we did a analysis on to the extent of the free exercise clause for the repeal. So we found that the repeal doesn't raise significant constitutional issues.
Significant. It doesn't raise significant constitutional issues. What is significant? Is that like essential workers and non-essential workers, you know? And it's just,
Because the First Amendment doesn't actually require that we
Will it
provide
stand up in court if we pass this bill?
and the
with your
chair doesn't care if it's constitutional, if it follows the Constitution or not. He just wants to know if it's gonna stand up in court. This bill that removes people's religious exemption from from their children being vaccinated. That's what this bill is about. It wants to remove people's religious rights of not wanting their children to be vaccinated. And the chair doesn't care if it goes against the Constitution or not. He just cares if it's going to stand up in court.
Oh, we believe
Disgusting.
so, yes.
And she believes, I believe it will stand up in court. Yeah.
Okay. Members, any other questions?
And he smiles.
Representative Alpers.
And then this is great. So remember the person that the chair was not allowing to speak? It's this couple, and this representative, thank God, this guy right here, he actually goes, yeah, I have a question for that gentleman who wasn't allowed to speak. So this guy's a good man right here. Yeah. This is the man and his wife who wanted to give testimony, but the chair denied them because we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. Baloney, everybody. They're supposed to give enough time. Everybody has a right to speak. And this guy, thank God, just did a Hail Mary for him and just was like, hey, let me ask you a question so now you can testify.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Do you feel that government is overreaching, and why?
1,000%. My name is Art Hanneman. I have 7 children, 25 grandchildren. My wife and I have been coming here several times to testify against bills. For example, number 1, that step in between parents and children. They have the language which is without parental consent. This one steps in between God and children, God and family. I believe in God we trust. I believe in God blesses America. And I believe in ua mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono. I see nothing righteous about this bill, and yet it's tremendous overreach as far as the government stepping in and telling us what we need to do regarding our children. That is our God-given right, not yours, but mine with God. Thank you. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any
Yeah.
other questions?
Yeah. That was great.
Members? If not, I do have a question for the
So I'm going to skip this other part and go straight to the vote because it's very interesting what happens here. 334. Excuse me. I just really encourage those parents to take these people to court and sue them because church and state are not supposed to be, they're supposed to be separate. Church and state are supposed to be separate. So this is absolutely against the right to the freedom to practice a religion.
No vote.
Thank you. Any with reservations?
This is
Chair,
this
your
is the
recommendation
prior
is adopted.
prior
Thank you.
bill.
House
Now
Bill
this is
1118
this is the bill.
relating to non-medical exemptions. Appreciate all the debate, members, and as well as testifiers. I'd like to move this forward with a defective date along with the amendment suggested by the Attorney General on page 11, lines 13 through 15.
Yeah, so even though there's over 900 opposing, 160 supporting, something like that, he just, oh yeah, we're going to pass it through anyway. Doesn't matter.
Questions, comments? Let's
Wait.
start with Representative Garcia.
Thank you,
and
Chair.
work down.
Yeah, I just feel that this bill, lots of the testimony today was about people's religious feelings, about their right to have the exemption. Those who were in support was primarily about the efficacy of vaccines. I don't believe this is about whether vaccines are effective or not. It boils down to a fundamental constitutional right that every American citizen has in this country, and that is to practice the tenets of their belief. And this bill forces people, it takes away their right to exercise their religion, and I believe it is clearly unconstitutional, so therefore I'll be voting no. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Akos?
Chair,
Very
thank
good.
you. I feel that I'm sitting in the same room that you are, hearing the people out here voice their concerns, and I feel that, this vaccines, we're not guinea pigs, and trying to see that, knowing this vaccine doesn't have enough studies, and yet we're forcing it down our kids. I'm not sure what you're looking at or who you supporting out there, but
If you escaped the Maui wildfire,
Sorry. 3, 2, 1.
honestly feel that the people is crying out, and this is a new thing that you're trying to get into churches and schools, and I think we shouldn't be playing in that field.
That's right.
Making that decision, it should never be, you should be listening to what we're seeing right now. Thank you.
Representative Mahalo?
Thank you, Chair. Like many here, I believe
This woman, she's, oh my God, let's show you.
body autonomy is important, and that means to respect choice both when considering abortion or vaccination.
So she believes body autonomy is important, but yet she votes yes on this. So that's a lie. She doesn't believe body autonomy is important if she's going to vote yes on this. She's a liar.
I respect body autonomy, so this bill gives me pause. Yet I'm equally troubled by the fact that I do not understand how to distinguish between real religious exemptions and fallacious medical speculation by uninformed parties, or worse, those who echo medical falsehoods which result in harm.
How does she know who's informed and who isn't? That's really arrogant.
When I think of the millions who have died from polio, or even the 400,000 who have been paralyzed just since 1980 from polio, and killed by countless other diseases, for example, the 108,000 people who died from measles in 2023.
But there was a man that had testified that said, look at the VARs, the vaccine injuries for, I can't speak too much on this because I don't want this video to get taken down, but she's not talking about that. She's not mentioning that, the VARs for the mRNA.
I know as a mother I have a duty to protect my children and those in our community where clear scientific data shows that disease threats far outweigh vaccine dangers.
I'd like to see the study on that. I'd like to see the information on that because I think that she is not fully informed.
I believe we must legislate from the heart using science as our guide. So I will be voting yes to save lives with the hope that we can also, in the law, somehow honor genuine and verifiable religious exemptions as well. Thank
And for doing this, she has violated her oath of office and should be removed.
you, Chair.
Thank you. Representative Olds?
This one is very interesting, you guys.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon,
go.
everybody. I'm a Christian. My family prays every night before we go to bed. I do call on the community that was strongly in opposition to think about this choice. I do agree that when you have your own cultural and religious practices at home, that the Constitution is supposed to be protecting this. I do question, on the other hand, some other things, some other religious practices that you'd be as fervent to come in to support their religious rights. If the Church of Satan was here talking about child brides, polygamy, animal sacrifices, or whatnot, would you still be coming in to support the First Amendment?
So he talks about the Church of Satan, and then he talks about things that are illegal. and he's trying to compare it. He's the Church of Satan, and if they have child brides, which is pedophilia and child endangerment and illegal. And then he also talks about animal sacrifices, again, illegal. And then there was another thing that he talked about, polygamy. So it's like interesting. This guy is also ridiculous and has no freaking clue. I mean, how can you compare that? How can you compare something that is illegal and child endangerment with somebody's right to make a choice against their with their religion to back them up? This guy's ridiculous.
Please,
So just
Order in the-
saying that
please, I'm going to ask you, please keep your comments to
So-
yourself.
I
Otherwise, we'll clear the room.
my hesitancy, I'm going to vote with reservations, largely because I worry about the children. I respect the parents' ability to make decisions on their behalf.
No, he doesn't.
I worry about
He's a liar.
their ability to get access to a quality education.
And that testifier, somebody in the audience said, "I worry about you," and I do too. That was ridiculous.
Please, I'm going to clear the room if there are any more
I
comments.
hope that we are able to find a way that for children whose parents have decided that they don't want to get vaccinated, that they can still get access to a quality education. I worry that this bill closes that door.
Thank you. Chair Martin?
I just wanted to say that we want everyone to have access to our public school education, but I feel like the current trends are forcing us to choose whether we prioritize healthy kids whose parents are very uncomfortable with the vaccination for whatever reason it may be, and kids that cannot get protected, cannot mount an immune response in their body, as well as our DOE staff and teachers, administrators, custodians that may be older and may be having a waning immunity. So I think it comes down to the fact that you have to I choose to support our kids that don't have the option to vaccinate and our staff that might need that protection.
See, this person has no clue what an immune system is and how to support the immune system. These people are ignorant.
But it does sadden me that some people may choose to homeschool when their kids would have been better off in our public schools. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? If not, Vice Chair, and please, members, do vote your conscience. Vice Chair.
Like he has to say that. Oh, do vote your conscience. Like he's got to say that. Like these people are going against what the majority are telling them to do.
Members voting on House Bill 1118, Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. Members voting no, Alcos and Garcia. Members voting with reservations, Olds. Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. I have one final bill.
Yeah, so it adopted. And let me just show you this lady here. She's Hawaiian.
Let's talk about HB 1118. I've spent some time diving into this bill with over 1,200 pages of testimonies for HB 1118, and oh baby, I got some numbers for you. After reviewing these pages, I found 1,071 testimonies, 101 testimonies in support, and 907 testimonies in opposition. Now, I'll be honest with you, these numbers might not be 100% perfect since I went through 1,285 pages manually, but I'm pretty close and not far off. Here's what's concerning to me. Out of all these testimonies, majority are in opposition of this bill. So how is it that we end up with a vote like this? 7 representatives voting yes, 1 representative voted yes with reservations, and then we have 2 representatives voting no. Let's take a moment and really think about that. How is it that the majority of people are against this, yet the representatives are casting their votes in favor? It doesn't add up. Are they voting based on what the people want, or is there something else at play here? Are they really listening to their constituents? Or is something influencing their decision that we can't see? The truth is, these votes could be swayed by a lot of factors: personal agendas, party lines, pressure from big donors, or even financial incentives. I wonder, how much are they getting paid to support this bill? Because it seems like the people's voices are being drowned out by something more powerful than our collective opposition. These are the people who are supposed to represent us, but they're not acting in the best interest of their communities. This is more than just a bill. It's about accountability and transparency. We deserve leaders who will stand with us, not just vote based on behind-the-scenes deals.
Amen to that. That's true, man. That is so true. So what can people do? We can go to find your legislator. If you are on the islands, you go to capital.hawaii.gov/FYL. That's find your legislator, FYL, capital.hawaii.gov/FYL. I'll put the link in the description. And then you click on, like mine is Hawaii, and I am in this area here. So I'm District 6. And so I look at here and I go, okay, District 6, and this is my senator. So I'm going to call him right now, you guys. I'm just going to pick up the phone, and it's going to take 2 seconds, or let's say maybe 30 seconds actually. 1-808-586-9385. And so I'm just going to call him up. This is how easy it is. Or you can send an email, but do this. Hello, aloha. I'm a constituent of his, and I would like for him to oppose HB 1118. Oppose, absolutely oppose. Okay, thank you. Mahalo. So that was a senator, and now the district representative for my area. And I just go 1-808-586-8530. Call. This is how easy it is, you guys. You just call them up and you tell them oppose HB 118. Hey, aloha. I'm a constituent and I would like her to please oppose House Bill 1118. Please oppose. Okay, I'll pass on the message. Okay, mahalo. All right. That's our kuleana right there. Super easy to do. Everybody on the state should be doing that. So let's do it. Okay, Great Spirit, Infinite and Creator. Man, this is quite a journey we're all on here. But we trust you. We trust this game that we came to play, being in a human body. And Great Spirit, we just know that this world is becoming a better place, and that those people who do not value the Constitution, who do not value freedom, who do not value people's right to choose for their own keiki, for their own children, that they are removed from power, and we get to watch as it happens, Great Spirit. We get to see it happen. And however it's going to happen is how it's going to happen, but we trust you, Great Spirit. We give it to you. We do what is our kuleana, and then we stand tall in the knowingness that love and light are here and stronger than fear and money. And I shouldn't say money, I should say greed. The greed over the people, over the voice of the people. That is not Pono. And Great Spirit, we call forth the truth. We call forth accountability. We call forth transparency, that it be shown clearly to the people. Great Spirit, we are so grateful for all the angels and guides that are always with us, because we are really never alone. We're never alone. And we know that this world is becoming a better place, that aloha is alive and well in Hawaii and in the legislative body. That being Pono with the people matters more. We call that forth now, Great Spirit. We know it is done, and so it is. Sending you and your ohana so much aloha from the Big Island. Please share this video, like, and subscribe. And always the amazing sponsor who supports my work is Ace of Coins, ACEOFCOINS.com. If you have any tax issues, you want to lower or eliminate your tax debt, you want to license your face, your biometric data, you want to buy Bitcoin tax-free, please check out aceofcoins.com. Shout out to the Voice of Kona Radio. So much mahalo to Randall and Mike for always supporting my messages and getting them out to the Big Island. And if you're listening, much mahalo. You are my ohana, and I love it, love it, love it when people stop me and say hello. It just makes me feel like I'm not alone, and we got this together. So please like, subscribe, and share. Okay, aloha.